It was a rainy Thursday evening when Leela stepped into the dimly lit lobby of the Grand Aurora Hotel. The warm glow from the chandeliers and the soft hum of conversation provided a stark contrast to the cold, wet streets outside. She shook off her umbrella and glanced around, feeling a mixture of nervousness and curiosity. Leela was not accustomed to such luxurious places. Tonight, however, she had decided to reward herself after a long week of work. At the reception, a tall, sharply dressed man with dark skin caught her attention. His presence was striking, not just because of his height, but the calm confidence he radiated. He smiled politely at her, his eyes warm yet observant. She assumed he was one of the hotel's guests. "Good evening, miss. Do you have a reservation?" His deep voice asked as she approached the counter. Yes, Leela Martin," she replied, fumbling with her phone to find the confirmation email. He quickly checked the system and nodded. "Ah, yes, here it is. A single room for the night, correct?" "Yes, that's right." Leela felt her cheeks warm under his attentive gaze. As she took the key from him, she noticed a small name tag, Marcus. He handed her the key with a professional bow, but there was something in the way he looked at her that made Leela pause. "Enjoy your stay, Miss Martin," he said with a hint of a smile before moving gracefully to attend another guest. After settling into her room, Leela decided to explore the hotel. The lounge on the top floor was known for its exquisite cocktails and live jazz music. She found a quiet table by the window, overlooking the city lights. As she sipped her drink, she noticed someone walking towards the bar, Marcus. But this time he wasn't behind the reception. He was wearing a crisp white shirt and a black vest, a tray in his hands. Leela blinked in surprise. The same man she had met at the reception was the waiter here? She had never seen such a contrast, someone so commanding and confident, now serving drinks with careful precision. Marcus noticed her gaze and walked over. "Would you like another drink, Miss Martin?" he asked, his tone polite but somehow friendly. "Yes, please," she said, trying to keep her composure. As he poured the drink, their eyes met again. There was a subtle spark in the air, though neither of them acknowledged it openly. Marcus placed the glass gently on the table. "Here you go, one classic martini, on the house." Leela raised an eyebrow, surprised by the gesture. "Thank you, that's very kind." Marcus smiled faintly and moved to the next table, but Leela couldn't help stealing glances at him. There was something intriguing about his calm demeanor and quiet strength. She felt drawn to him in a way she hadn't expected. Halfway through her drink, she noticed a commotion near the entrance. A guest had arrived, arguing loudly about a reservation mix-up. Marcus handled the situation with incredible patience, diffusing the tension with his words and gestures. Leela watched in awe. He wasn't just another hotel staff. He seemed genuinely composed, understanding, and respectful, no matter how stressful the situation became. As the evening wore on, the lounge emptied, leaving just a few late-night guests. Marcus approached Leela again, this time carrying a small tray of desserts. "For you, the chef insisted you try the chocolate soufflé," he said, placing it before her. "Thank you," Leela whispered, feeling unexpectedly touched. She had not anticipated kindness from someone she barely knew. They began talking, initially about trivial things, her work, his job, but soon the conversation turned deeper. Marcus shared stories of his upbringing, the challenges he had faced growing up, and the ambitions that had brought him to the hotel industry. Leela, in turn, spoke of her dreams, her fears, and her longing for meaningful connections beyond the routine of her daily life. Hours passed unnoticed. The music dimmed, and the city outside seemed to slow down. It was as if the hotel itself had created a bubble for them, separating them from the rest of the world. I never expected to meet someone like you here, Leela admitted softly, tracing the rim of her glass. And I never expected to meet someone like you, Marcus replied, his voice low but sincere. The moment was intimate yet respectful. They were strangers, yet the connection felt profound, almost faded. Leela realized that tonight had become more than just a quiet escape from reality. It had turned into a meeting that neither of them would forget. Eventually, the clock struck midnight. Marcus glanced at it reluctantly. I should finish my rounds, but I hope we can continue this conversation tomorrow. Leela smiled, a warmth spreading in her chest. I'd like that, she replied. They parted ways for the night, but the memory lingered. Leela lay in bed thinking about Marcus, the way he had carried himself, the way he had listened, the unexpected kindness he had shown. She realized that some encounters, however brief, had the power to change perspectives, to awaken emotions long dormant. The next morning, Leela lingered in the lobby before checking out. Marcus was there, at the front desk, assisting guests with his usual calm efficiency. When she saw him, a small smile formed on his lips. "Good morning, Miss Martin," he said. "Good morning, Marcus," she replied, her heart fluttering. As she walked out of the hotel, the rain had stopped. The sun was breaking through the clouds, casting golden light on the wet streets. Leela felt lighter, as though something inside her had shifted. She knew that life often brought people together in unexpected ways, and sometimes the ordinary settings, a hotel lobby, a lounge, a rainy evening, could become the backdrop for extraordinary encounters. She glanced back once, and Marcus was there, looking after another guest, yet somehow still carrying the memory of last night in his calm eyes. Leela smiled to herself, knowing that somewhere in the city a chance encounter had turned into a story worth remembering. And perhaps, in time, that story would grow into something far deeper than either of them had ever anticipated.